So there's now like a tremendous evidence base for how powerful mindfulness can be for one's health and well-being. And probably the most interesting place to start with that is to think about this notion of neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the idea that the mind is an organ of experience, and it is literally physically reshaping itself to adapt to the demands that we experience on a day-to-day basis. And so you might think, for example, if someone is learning to play musical instruments, say the violin, they're going to put in, time and energy to develop the skill of playing certain pieces or certain scales or whatever it is, and you can actually measure the changes in their motor cortex in the brain as they develop the skill of playing the violin. So the same is actually true when it comes to developing skills in meditation. And instead of developing the skills for an instrument, what you're doing is becoming an expert at concentration, at clarity of thought, at compassion for others. It's an incredibly exciting idea that you can self-direct your neuroplasticity. So what we're seeing in the research is that even after as short a period as an 8-week meditation program, we're able to pick up measurable changes to the structure and function of the human brain. And we're seeing changes in the frontal lobes, which tend to be called upon for organizing, making plans, working memory, things like that. There are changes in the limbic system, which is the center for emotion and memory in the brain. And there are changes in a structure of the brain called the insula, which is taking care of self-awareness. So when people are meditating over an 8-week period, the brain is actually adapting to that repetitive practice and becoming an expert at these things. It's really quite amazing. What's even more interesting is that the changes that neuroscientists can observe in the brain of participants, it actually corresponds with what people are reporting in their sort of self-report data. So they're going to report feeling a little calmer. They're going to report feeling a little bit more clear in their capacity to think and organize their experience. They're going to report feeling better connected to others in terms of their relationships, and greater levels of self-awareness. So it's really interesting that what we're seeing in terms of changes of the brain maps on very closely to what people are saying as they develop a meditation practice.